Abandoned Kmart. Yeah. Probably with Mom. Hey. Ooh, that's gotta suck, man. No kidding, that sucks. Is like the new shotgun good? Because I saw it and it looks really meaty. Yeah. It looks broken. What? What in the actual hell? Yeah, that's cursed. That's not disobeying. I found something that's disobeying the laws of gravity. So, okay, so I found this dude on YouTube. He was shredding a large caster, but before it went down completely, he packaged a shredder and then pulled the caster out, and it was completely fine. So he yoinked the caster. By the way, I have a caster, and it's filled up with 328 units of graphite. That's because I mean, you know the roads I'm making, right? I'm saving all the soil. Yeah. I'm waiting, but I'm waiting next to my reactor. I have 19 Astroneer in one tank, and 22 in another. What? Oof. Oh my god. So out of the 12 tanks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are full. What? But Call of Duty Warzone doesn't have. Loser ass boy. Jesus Christ, I hate people who are like, oh my god, you're doing better than me, you have to be hacking. Christ almighty. I found a glitch. Official, I found a glitch. If you actually launch the tank of squashaline when it's full and you hit the recycle button, it throws off the canister and it gives me the canister back. So it just gave me free stuff. Thank you. And we got 2 QTRTGs from it. There's only 2 of them I like, and it's one where this lady literally squeezes an egg out of her ass cheeks, and it just goes flying, and then the other one with the double-ended truck. That's the only ones. The other ones are just not funny. Let's test this theory again. Press the cycle button, and yup, it did it again. It did it again. It just it doesn't let the cancer come with it, so it just gave me. Hey, it's me, Joe, yeah? Joe Mama? It's me, Joe Mama. Too mad is... He's real. Cause don't worry, Mama, cause even if they kill me, they can never take the life of real G. I make money. Rip 2-pack. I don't really listen to this soundtrack, but that's a funny... I'm gonna have to go down here and like make my thing into a sweeper because I know it sounds bad of me to say this, but you know Too Mad? You know him? He's the only rightful owner of the N-word pass. It's me, Joe Mama. I don't think exo chips can be put into a canister, can they? Nope. Casually breaks down little circuitry into pieces and then rebuilds it. By the way, I came back to my base to find 4 full medium canisters of hydrogen. Not nice at all, you know. I literally found 4 full canisters of hydrogen. God, every kill in that game, man, they wait for their goddamn chance. They wait for their chance. No kidding. So what's it called? I did 2 out of the 3 pathways around the planet today. I get it. I don't know, are you? Yeah, solar panels are active. Actually, no, they're not. Damn it. Wanna play some Astroneer? You know, just using this weird exploit so I can get mad. Don't you think I'll get sick of them? I don't want to play with garbage cans. Yay, thank you. Just give me a random nano car. Oh, never mind. It just took all my gas. Goodbye. This is why I don't update Warzone. Yay! Wait, it gave me a hydrogen jetpack for doing nothing? Wait, it gave me 2 hydrogen jetpacks for doing nothing. Yeah, if I'm gonna get into the game, me as mad as them. Why play? Nah, not really. Oh my god, this thing's almost topped. I saw this man on YouTube a few days ago. He just fed like 600 rounds to an AK and it just started bursting into flames. Jesus, what is the problem with all this dynamite that keeps getting shipped down? That's why I don't play Warzone. It just makes me too angry, and it's not good for me. I'd rather play Warfare any day. I just don't remember to update it. Oh, there goes an Astroneer. But, I didn't... No. Sure. Hold on, can I just send like one... Can I send like one squashling up? And Lori give it... Oh wait. Probably give me nothing. For being a cheap ass. Mr. Krabs is just the embodiment of China. He's cheap and conniving. Oh my god! Maybe you should play some Astroneer or calm yourself down. I'm not gonna argue with that. God. Yeah, I can't imagine how I can't imagine how pissed you'd get on Fortnite because of all the garbage kids that always can. Sure. I actually meant, like, on shipment, I know there's a bunch of kills, but in last place was 30 kills. I managed to put out like 50. Actually not 50, like 80 once. I'm not too sure. I don't think there's tactical nukes in... No, I have gone... It's called a... I just keep getting stupid loads of titanium, tungsten, iron, and copper because I just keep sending the thing up over and over. I have like a conglomerate pile. I have to dump my... how much dynamite do I have? Like 10? Because I... What? Oh god. Yeah, I'm just staying by my breeder until everything is done being made. That way I can actually get some astronium from it. I have 2 swift cauldron geas. And if you think I'm okay, or if you think I'm not okay, you're absolutely correct. Hey, I do have some good news tomorrow. I may or may... Hold on. I have some good news. No, wow, never mind, just ignore me. I'm saying, I may or may not be getting out at 11:30 tomorrow. Yeah. So if you want to invite... I'm gonna... Yeah. You don't want to get cancer from those kids, you know? See? Yum, 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 I eat all day. Dude, I have just a pile of loot. Probably using stopping power. Literally, their gun damage speaking to our gun damage, you simply have less value. I got more jetpacks and hydrazine. How many hydrazine jetpacks do I have now? What the hell? Jesus Christ. Yes, I hate that. Those assholes in the map. Okay, how many hydrazine jetpacks do I have from this shipping thing? Oh, I only have 6 of them. That's a bummer. Yeah, official. I only have 6 hydrazine jetpacks. I don't really need these. I'll probably put them through a shredder. And if I need more, I can just craft more. I can literally pull them out of my ass. Like, look, you know it. You know I can pull these things out of my ass. Dead at. Might use some of the materials to go make some more. Thing. Oh. Nope. Precision airstrikes. That. What show did that come from at all? Like, I have no idea. Is it like a kids' county show? God damn. Like, the Ironhide apparently is better than the Gallo, is what I'm hearing. What do you mean? Do I have another battery, like a medium? I feel like I don't. How do you continue playing something that makes you so angry? I would just... Oh wow, well, would you look at that? My thick-ass canister is full of graphite. Oh no, my canister is full of graphite. Whatever will I do? Beep, beep, boop, beep, beep. Jesus. I just like... Wait, what? if you get a kill, you should be able to. They. I know it's weird. You know what I hate? I wish it was like, what's it called? I can't remember. Oh yeah, I wish it was like Apex, where it just dropped it all in an organized cache. Because with that, you could just loot whoever you killed and go on your merry way. It was so easy peasy to do it. Isn't it supposed to do what you do with sniper rifles? Well, if they're professionally screwing you over, I don't think people would want to mess with those assholes. Not really. I saw a picture of a 2B2T cactus. It was like 20 blocks tall, and somebody put a sign next to it, and it said, "That's one huge prick." I think that's actually a better meme. Screw the moaning memes. Now our new meme is, "That's one huge prick." Jesus Almighty. What's it called? Literally, I can just imagine, like I can imagine that one picture of Water News running down the hallway. My teammates running for my loot, and it's freaking Water News chasing Boo. Hey, give her to me! Give me the child! Give her to me! God, that... Give her to me. That's a really good meme template. Okay, I'm going to make another thick tank. We're gonna... What should I make? You know, let's make ammonium. I think that's a really good material. If I had to send you this picture, you would not... Like, it's like the freaking movies when, like, all the freaking heroes are all defeated and they randomly, hey, we can do it! Literally gain strength plus 1,000, defeats villains, game over. Literally, that's literally what every dumbass is. Bruh. They're like rad... Dude, I saw people, like, you know the ignorant people in my class? I actually got a peek at their grades from my teacher's computer because I was next to her, and some of them had, like, 37%. Jesus. That's like a F. That's like an F minus right there. The government's run by old boomers, and they argue all the time on Twitter, and they're filled with conservatives and libtards. Hey, shh. Hold on. Hold up there. Official, do you smell that? I smell libtard. You have to mess up badly. I'm on my phone for majority of the class sometimes, and I do better than them, which is kind of sad. Not as I'm on the phone because it's boring, it's because I'm trying to get the Zenith and Terraria. Yes, or Terraria, like, journey mode. I think I almost got it. I'm not lying, you have to F the F up, man. The only thing that I think the second best damage in the game is it's probably either the prism, which probably, yeah, it is the prism, and then it's gonna go to Terrarian. That's the second. Like, Terrarian's not good until you focus it onto one target, and it's ridiculous. Wait, why did I bring this canister? Can I send you a picture real quick? I'm living my best. My T-pose video is the second most popular video on my channel. I'm living my best life. I don't know why there's so many dislikes on my Fallout 76 video. Probably because I took... Definitely. Even better? Like, what's it called? A really good... Yeah, music gets a shitload of views. Baby Shark, the best viewed video, has a whopping 8 billion views. What's it called? Blinding Lights has 150 million views. On the Floor has 1 billion views. Music will have a shitload of views. Like Billie Eilish, that one person that sings Bad Guy, has 20 mil subscribers. 20... I have 55 astronium from this reactor. Oh my god, drift, yes. What? Q crab wave. I'm a bad person. I'm going to hell. 100%. Hold on. Trip to hell, any percent speed run. I'm the world record holder. Let's just fill this entire... I'm not rich. Casually fills an entire large canister with, like, graphite. Hit a headshot with that, and it's a one-shot kill. I like the Mark II. That's an interesting rifle. Oh, by the way, when I was at CI a few days ago, I saw a bullpup pump shotgun. Like an actual real bullpup pump shotgun. It looked almost like it fed like the R90 shotgun in the game. It was a weird ass looking shotgun. Don't think really new shit. The Steyr AUG. The reason it's really good is because then you can make the gun more compact. It's a really good thing to have in sniper rifles. Because you can really compact snipers. No. The only reason I like COD is because of the gun mechanics and the modding aspect. I've sent 28 Astronium in one tank and 28 in the other. So I'm at, well, let's see, 60. That's, well, it's rounding up, it's 30, so 30 plus 30 is 60. 60 minus 4, which is 56. I have 56 Astronium collected from my breeder. That's actually a lot compared. Yeah, there always is. Yeah. There goes another package of squash, Celine. How much quartz is in this tank now? Oh, 88 of it? That's not really... My ears! Me? Excuse me? Excuse me? No, excuse me. How about we address the situation? You screamed and you told me to, like, be quiet. Yes, I have it sank in. No, let's address the problem wrong. God, jeez. Don't scream like that, man. It sounds like you're really not enjoying it. It's like consenting to having your balls cut off without anesthesia. I have a feeling that I really want to fill up an entire little silo thing, like one of those like titanium silos with QTs. And I'm getting a stupid load of them from the event that I'm doing right now. I can just literally hoard out large storage should I like go or something? No. I don't want you to do that. Thank you. Segregation of materials is always needed in a case like this, or else you are going to find it hard to find your Well, I already have 116 quartz, so that should keep me held up for a while. It casually flexes quartz. A bullet. No. A congratulations and celebration is in order. Woot woot. My God. It's actually quite common. Stop screaming in the mic. I had a very slight itch. Oh my God. He knows the truth, so you left. You left because you knew you were screaming your ass off. I don't hate him, and I do not. It's always aggravating when my ears are literally raped because... And everybody, I hate when everybody asks me, play Warzone, play Warzone, play Warzone. Well, maybe I don't want to because I don't want to lose my freaking sanity. 32. What's it gonna bring back this time? Jeez. Jesus Christ, there's so much. There's actually a lot of Packers. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. Yay, more cuties. What's it gonna bring me now? I cannot wait. QT reactor. It's actually kind of adorable. All the extra QT RTGs are gonna go on to this thing. And it's actually annoying because I'm afraid he's gonna say, "Oh, you should not be raging either." This is a lot. There's a lot of QT RTGs, honestly. Look at these. Honestly, what, 24? This is a really good little way to... I know it's gonna hurt for people to watch what I'm about to do. I know these things are useful, but there's never gonna be a point in time where there's gonna be 8, and plus if I need more, I can just grind them. Yeah, a bunch of scrap though, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, and plus look I can really just make, all I need is titanium, some graphene, which I have a lot of materials for, and some nitrogen, which I have a bunch of it in the background, as you can clearly see. Oops, almost got the... Look, there's... Oh yes, it got me some more. More QTs for my little rack. Thank you for the chips. Because yeah, we all know I have too many of them. You can almost take all the scrap. You can actually scrap these to get or hoverboard to get like 4 scrap from them. You can do a lot of stuff with that. $63 out of 800 Astronium collected. Wait, the hammer is not hammering anymore. First, I want to see what's coming in. Nothing. Do you honestly hear that? The extractor's not working anymore. It's either out of resources or it's full. It's probably full. Yeah, or it's almost ready to be full. Nope, it's halfway. This means that the extractor is out. Okay, let's plug this sucker right in. This is a paving machine right here.
Already was the fact that Kmart's were now opening in standalone buildings, not part of any existing plaza, but its own satellite structure with over 80,000 square feet of discount shop, a vast collection of products for all your needs. These stores were relatively cheap to build. Within just a few years, the amount of Kmart stores had ballooned to over 101. Meanwhile, back in the city, the company decided to replan a number of the underperforming Kresge locations into cheaper discount stores. A deeply discounted brand which sort of forced the elimination of the Kresge. By 1977, the company had now made it known as the Kmart brand, to which over 90% of their sales were generated. So, in that year, they changed their name to the Kmart Corporation. This was just the beginning of a long era of Kresge. By now, the brand had continued to diversify, expanding into new businesses and trying out new retail concepts like Kmart Chef. Most, however, were short-lived. Regardless, the Kmart brand was exploding in sales, rising to over $14 billion by 1980, with over 2,000 stores across the United States.
That's pretty decent business, if I have to say so myself.
Focusing on innovations like electronic inventory systems and broadening their stock with fashionable merchandise. Through the mid-1980s, they also acquired multiple companies and introduced celebrity-created clothing lines. Again, all broadening the appeal of their stores while also making products exclusive. One notable line of products was the Martha Stewart kitchen, which Kmart saw great response to. It really is hard to state how popular Kmart was during this era in retail. They absolutely dominated the 1980s, and in America, perhaps the most have the best reputation, but many shoppers go to the store for everything. Special shoppers in their stores waiting for sales or necessarily for shoppers that are across the thousands of locations around America, Kmart had a reach of now opening super Kmart stores. Simply put, they were woven into the retail fabric of American culture, and they were the second largest retailer in North America regularly. By 1987, they had sales of $25.6 billion.
That's a lot of money for...
The fortune of the company was about to change.
There's a lot to manage at home right now. Chase Secure Banking is right there with you to help. With the convenience.
Through the rest of the 1980s, Kmart began to lose its place in the market. Other retailers like Ames, Target, Woolco, and Sears had been eating away at their place, but that was nothing compared to the Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart.
As new Walmart stores popped up, that negative perception Kmart had only got worse. People noticed their stores on down. So, as the Kmart logo modern design, the Kmart Corporation had over 370,000 employees and boosted all-time high sales of $44.6 billion. Despite this positive year-over-year growth, Kmart still surpassed the company also began to get dragged down by their business. Kmart Corporation Kmart
minutes. Wow, there's a camp above ground.
Shoppers asked themselves, why would I keep going to Kmart? They were most likely a better place to spend your money. By 2010, the brand lost a big exclusive when Martha Stewart's company couldn't reach an agreement with the brand. Ultimately, Stewart went on CNBC and said, quote, "Have you been into a Kmart lately? It's not the nicest place to shop." She later clarified, however, that she didn't mean it as an insult. Sure. 2011 proved to be another terrible year for holiday sales, and the company continued its ruthless store closures. Kmart was bleeding money year after year, and let's not forget who owns them. That being Sears, which the parent company was also trying to manage two failing mega retail brands. Not an easy feat to turn around. After suffering a massive data breach in 2014, feels weird. Subsequent years were the source of many headlines asserting company-wide trouble following more and more store closures. By the end of 2017, they were just down to a little over 700 stores nationwide and $8.6 billion in sales. They lost $530 million by year's end, with their parent company as a whole losing over $1 billion. Kmart was sinking quickly, and with little money to reinvest back into their stores, the sad state of the brand was apparent for anyone who walked inside them. Sears Holdings was doing even worse, and despite numerous store closing announcements over the years, the company had no choice but to reorganize or disappear entirely. So for the second time, Kmart and their parent company, Sears Holdings, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in October of 2018. Another 74 Kmart stores would close during this time, and around 240 stores would be sold off. Through this bankruptcy, quite a few lawsuits were filed, and Sears Holdings was blocked from liquidating the entire thing. Eddie Lampert and his company Transform Holdco, a subsidiary of ESL Investments, had purchased 202 Kmart stores, effectively taking the company into private ownership. But even so, the brilliant minds at ESL couldn't find a way to make the company profitable, so just 3 months later, it was announced more Kmart stores would close. Of course, this wasn't the end of that, as stores continued to close across the country. And that brings us to now, with just a fraction of the amount of stores Kmart used to have. But how did all of this happen? How was one of the world's largest retailers able to slip so far from its iconic status, especially when other discount retailers like Walmart are thriving? Well, I think it's very easy to chalk it up to Eddie Lampert killing Kmart as well as Sears. I think to some extent this is true, as when the merger occurred, Lampert was accused of intentionally selling off valuable assets and failing to reinvest into the company, effectively not caring whether or not they would fail and trying to squeeze as many assets out of the companies as possible, also with little regard to the hundreds of thousands of staff they have on payroll. However, I believe Kmart was on a downward trend no matter what. Remember, even before the merger, they were closing stores left and right, and of course filed for bankruptcy. I think from the very start, Kmart positioned themselves into a bad place, failing to make their stores and brand into a coherent and attractive retail proposition. As consumers' expectations grew, Kmart didn't follow and allowed other brands to both outprice them and build strong loyalty. Failing to keep up with modern fashion trends, especially when half a store was made up of apparel, losing out on exclusive products that drove interest, overpriced electronics, and a poor reception to their online store all contributed. That website is even crappy in the way it's designed, since for some reason the site hosts marketplace products as well. The professionally laid out stock is mixed with thrown together photos of other products. Like for instance, these slippers, which are for some reason $315. It's probably an error, but that just goes to show how sloppy of a website this is. I really don't see why a consumer would choose to shop on Kmart.com over Amazon. But regardless, I think these issues pale in comparison to the real problem at hand. That being, their terrible, terrible looking stores. This simply does not look like a well thought out, coherent design. It looks like it was fumbled together by people who have no background in aesthetics, or simply just do not care. And when you walk around their stores, you get that feeling everywhere. There's no excitement here. Quite the opposite, actually. A sad and miserable landscape of beige shelves. Items are just being tossed and unorganized around the stores, and little to no clue that you're in a modern facility. It's depressing in here. No wonder the average consumer has no desire to shop here for fun. I mean, come on, this looks awful, especially when you look at their competitors. This is a Kmart, and this is a Target. Even the Carnival Cruise Lines of retail looks better than this. At the end of the day, Kmart management allowed their stores to become the butt of any joke that involved crappy stores, and that public perception lasted with them to the grave. Well, at least about as close as you can get to the grave. According to Forbes, there may be just 43 Kmart stores left in the United States. And by the time you watch this, it will likely be lower. Think about that for a second. In the early 90s, there were over 2,200 big box Kmart stores across the country, each over 80,000 plus square feet. In just 30 years, they've closed almost all of them. That is an unbelievable amount of stores that had to close. And as you can imagine, a large number of them, especially Kmarts that weren't in the best locations, were never filled. This leads to probably the most amount of abandoned locations for one particular brand. Abandoned Kmarts now dot the landscape of almost every major city in America. A grim reminder of a bygone era and the monolithic structures acting as tombstones for where retail prosperity once stood. Among these abandoned buildings are some particularly heinous examples of unsecured stores, for one reason or another, decaying at a rapid pace. I myself visited one of these Kmart locations down the road from another Kmart store in Michigan. I actually made an entire video on that one, but it was a store which closed during the 90s when Kmart was eliminating unprofitable locations. I think this horrific building, sitting abandoned from that closure, is a bit of a look into the future. This store has been sitting here for almost 3 decades, and as it did, the building was vandalized, set fire to, and engulfed by thick.
Exploring. Wait, we're ready. Story of Freedom Ship.
What's up, guys? My name is Jim. Ever since I was, 10 or 11, I came across, and this is a true story, I came across the story, or at that time, the very real, in-development project of Freedom Ship. I remember I became obsessed with this out-of-the-world concept, and got so excited for the future. But it's been well over a decade since, and nothing solid has culminated. So today I figured it might be interesting to look into what happened to the ambitious Freedom Ship concept, what it was, and what the future may hold. I also got a chance to see what the current CEO behind the project has to say. This is the story of Freedom Ship. I want to quickly thank Ridge for sponsoring this video. Go to ridge.com/BSF or use the code BSF at checkout to get 10% off your order. Now let's go back to the 1990s with a visionary man by the name of Norman Nixon, an engineer from Sarasota, Florida. He was developing a small island in the Turks and Caicos. However, after losing the property, he switched gears to an entirely different concept, a floating city. Back in Florida, Roger Gooch, an entrepreneur and investor, had a pretty successful travel agency business which he had been operating for a few years. He had also been dreaming of something new in the leisure market, and came up with the idea of buying a cruise ship and refitting the existing cabins into condo units. The return on investment had the potential to be lucrative, and Roger, along with his colleagues, had begun looking seriously into the idea. However, one day, just by chance, things were about to change.
I'm back, and I'm reading the paper here in Florida. A man had a small article because condo cruise ship seminar. It was just a small little article. And if I had to come back to that time and read it, I would have never encountered it already. So I go to the seminar. It's at a hotel, and I enter. There's a pretty large room, and there's about 4 people. And at the time, I didn't realize who he was, but Norm Nixon comes over and introduces himself. And he says, "I'm the engineer of this development, this thing, and we're glad you came." And I said, this can't be 5,000 feet long. He goes, oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it'll be the largest vessel ever built in the world of history. He was an interesting guy. He was very learned, needless to say, and in a lot of respects he was somewhat eccentric. And he says, well, I'd really like to speak with you further about this. We can build, but we don't know how to bring it to the attention of the world. He says, we need the beauty. We need someone to do this.
Norm Nixon and Roger hit it off in the seminar, and soon Roger was brought on to their team as head of marketing, tasked with bringing this insane idea to the public. At this point, Norm and his team had only shown a few select investors and curious patrons what they had, but now things were about to explode for them. By the early 2000s, the Freedom Ship project began to pick up some steam, with various nautical magazines writing small stories. But then, Roger made a deal with the Discovery Channel in 2002 with a nationally broadcast documentary of Freedom Ship. Suddenly, the project was catapulted into the public eye, and the team was suddenly inundated with media requests and even people looking to buy units aboard. Freedom Ship almost overnight became known across the world, which is great news for the team working on getting it built. Floating cities or even islands is nothing really new. It's been depicted across science fiction even as early as the late 1800s. However, what made Freedom Ship different and somewhat intriguing is how literal and practical from an engineering standpoint it was being taken. Sure, someone can dream up a rough idea of something, but these guys were putting together actual logistics. The idea behind Freedom Ship was to comfortably house over 50,000 permanent residents and take in an additional 30,000 tourists each day. Though because it's technically a ship, it can transport its residents all across the world to new ports and subsequently take
That actually kind of sound fun.
an always changing market of guests and scenery.
The only problem is, you know, if you have like a life and then the ship sinks, you'd lose everything.
Actually, that's kind of insane, isn't it? Anyways, to make the return on investment favorable to the cost to build, the ship would need to grow in scale to an unprecedented level. Freedom Ship would span almost 6,000 feet.
Damn, that is a mile. Yeah, let's say.
One of the longest and largest ships today is the Mars Line Triple E class ships, spanning around 1,300 feet. The largest cruise ship is Royal Caribbean Symphony of the Seas at 1,180 feet. So it's almost like lining up Symphony of the Seas 6 times. Freedom would
We made USAA Bank for members like Cassie. She's practical and always gets the most bang for her buck. USAA Bank helps Cassie keep more of her money with no monthly service fees. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for.
Frick my ass.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever AT4 lineup. Premium.
would also span over 25 decks, and one of its most striking features is the rooftop airport deck. Fitted with 2 runways, Freedom Ship would allow turboprop aircraft to land and depart off of its own top deck. Below, the ship would also feature various inlets in the superstructure design, allowing for tons
The ship looks cool, but the problem is, how the hell will this thing float? This thing's gonna be so massive, it's gonna have so much mass in it, it's probably not gonna want to move. And if it is moving, it's probably not gonna want to stop.
Split into sections, allowing small bays where tender boats could tie in and dock to ferry residents and guests on board. Of course, to support all these people, the vast square footage inside would accommodate everything a small city would, with schools, a hospital, a mall, and really anything else you can think of. Timeshares would cost around $7,000, and resident condos would start around $250, all the way up to several millions of dollars. Though since the ship is constantly moving, your condo view is always changing. Plus, since Freedom Ship is not under the federal laws of any certain country, residents on board would theoretically not be taxed by any government. At the end of the day, Freedom Ship would be so large that it would have to be built offshore at the staggering cost of over $10 billion. At that price, external funding, and a lot of it, would obviously need to be raised before things began to move forward. Not only did the team need to finalize the plans themselves for the vessel, but they needed to figure out the enormous task of logistics to even build the ship. So, over the next few years...
That's the problem. Is it even gonna float?
...begun working on raising capital to start construction. However, its dealing in project general consensus was that Freedom Ship was still unproven despite the proposed healthy return of investments, and they were just going to wait and see.
And in that respect, we were going to a lot of global maritime symposiums and conventions, and we naturally met a fair amount of the execs of major cruise lines. I was certainly amenable. I said we would happily joint venture with a notable, credible cruise company. We did have communications through these conventions, etc., with various people of Carnival Cruise Lines, Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, and some other notable cruise companies, and they were all like, what an interesting project. We're going to wait and see. But it was very appealing, and a couple of them said, God, I hope you guys pull this off.
Even with the interest of prominence and wealthy individuals in the Middle East, funding was held back until construction began, which would take at least $1.5 billion to begin, which of course brought them back to square one. By around 2008, the economy had turned in America, and Norman Nixon
Oh, the recession.
lost hope in his project. Him and Roger began to communicate less, as Nixon had seemed to focus on raising the money himself. As years went by, the concept failed to gain investor funding, and in 2012, Norman Nixon passed away, seemingly bringing along the dream of Freedom Ship with him. That was until just shortly after, when Roger had stepped back in and decided to revitalize the project once again, with him at the helm, now to try and complete what the team, and more importantly, his colleague and friend, had started. Immediately, he began talks with an Indian-based entity who had capital and government contacts that wanted to build the ship there. While that continued through the mid-2010s, Roger established contact with a development company based in Hong Kong called Global Developments, who had been following the project for many years. They became a major stockholder in Roger's newly formed entity, and they began looking for additional players to raise money for the concept. But that brings us to right now, and really, well, it's been over 25 years since the project has been going, and really nothing has culminated.
Well, we did get a lot. I mean, people certainly said, "Oh, I've heard about this. It'll never happen, or it hasn't happened before, or whatever." And a big hit was, to the positive sense, was hit when we affiliated with Global out of China. Certainly, from a construction and logistical standpoint, you can go into the superlatives of it's the biggest, it's the most, it's the largest, it's impossible. But the engineers actually said this. They said, basically, we can build this given the money. Now, the question is whether the money wasn't practical from an economic standpoint. And after Norman determined, as you saw and discovered, that you're basically building it in a modular standpoint with off-the-shelf steel samples, the cost got affected to the point that people could afford to buy the unit. Relative to our relationship now with Global Development in Hong Kong, I feel very confident, most confident. And keep in mind, I am biased. I've been involved in the project for almost 2 decades. I feel now, whereas before I would say, in the old days I would say it's a 50-50 chance of this thing becoming reality. Now I can be frank, and I'm pretty much a numbers guy. I have put it at 82% chance this thing's going to go. If the demand wasn't there, I'd probably give up on the project. I just hope that it gets done with my life. And I would say you could probably see some significant progress shown via the media within 6 months.
Roger hopes to have substantial capital into the company by 2020, and substantial progress in the years following. Is that actually going to happen? Well, personally, even after talking to Roger, who's a genuinely nice man who just wants to complete a multi-decade dream, and he certainly believes in the concept himself, I just have a hard time believing that something of this scale requiring that much capital is even possible with the talent and corporate infrastructure that they have. By all means, that could definitely change in the future, but he's not sure. My opinion is basically worthless since I have no formal education in economics and engineering, but the amount of things that need to coalesce from funding, regulations, logistic building plans, and so much more is just overwhelming. Just the amount of staff needed to execute something this large, which has never been done before, mind you, just seems so out of reach. Though the core idea of what Roger had in the beginning with the Condo cruise ship did come to fruition in the form of the MS The World, a purpose-built condo cruise ship launched in 2001. It went with the same idea of having a permanent residence on board a ship traveling to new ports every day. Though this vessel is vastly different in the sense that it targets the ultra-premium market, mainly with wealthy retirees, and apparently has been very successful. Freedom Ship really wasn't phenomenal. Maybe some of you read about it in Popular Mechanics back in 1998, or Or maybe you saw it on the Discovery Channel like I did as a kid. Or maybe you just saw some futuristic pictures of the vessel somewhere deep and dark on the internet and never really thought anything of it or what the story behind it was. For me, I have always been excited about futuristic projects, and something this ambitious obviously caught my eye. Freedom Ship was the idea of a man who dreamt big, and by chance had caught the attention of Roger, possibly another person crazy enough to try and see this potentially revolutionary idea through. Honestly, I don't think it will ever happen.
I think I'm gonna just take a break because I'm getting really tired. Tomorrow I'll be back here like 11:30. I might even think about making more roads. But we just completed all the roads to this planet. So all the gateway chambers have been connected with roads. So that's a really good thing that we just did. I feel like we've accomplished a ton within the past 2 days. Where'd Thick Boy go? Oh. Yeah, I'm out, guys. Sorry. Just tired. I'll be back tomorrow, guys.